Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of Hollywood's biggest stars. We're going beyond the red carpets and the sitcom laughs to tell the often unseen story of Kaley Cuoco. Okay, so let's get right into it. On one hand, you've got the Kaley Cuoco we all think we know, the hilarious star of The Big Bang Theory, a true comedic icon living what looks like a perfect life. But that's only half the story. The private story is one of unseen personal struggles, of overcoming shocking tragedy, and of developing this profound, almost unbelievable resilience.
Her career kicked off super early, and while The Big Bang Theory obviously made her a household name, her first really big break came when she was just 16, on the show 8 Simple Rules. And that set was more than just a job for her. It's where she found a true mentor in her on-screen dad, the absolute legend, John Ritter.
But right as her career was taking off, 2 completely shocking events would test her in ways you just can't imagine, shaking up both her personal and professional worlds to their very core.
This quote, wow, it just captures such a devastating moment. On September 11, 2003, John Ritter suddenly collapsed on set. It was later found to be an aortic dissection. And these were his final words to a 16-year-old Kaley. Just think about that. That was the last thing he ever said to her.
So fast forward 7 years, and another crisis hits. She was in a horse riding lesson, she gets thrown off, and then the horse accidentally stomped on her leg. The injury was catastrophic. The bones were so shattered that doctors were actually considering amputation. Luckily, they saved her leg, but she has 2 metal bars in there permanently. And here's the crazy Hollywood part. The show must go on, right? The Big Bang Theory just cleverly made her character a bartender for a while so the bar could hide her cast from the audience.
And while all this was happening, her personal life was facing its own set of huge challenges. We're not talking about one bad breakup. This was a pattern of public heartbreak, from a called-off engagement to 2 really painful, very high-profile divorces.
That first divorce, especially, just completely blindsided her. And you can hear it in this quote. She talked about the shock of realizing the person she married was suddenly a stranger. It was so jarring, she actually wondered if she could ever get married again.
But get this, while navigating all of that, she was fighting a completely different battle in secret, a years-long addiction to an over-the-counter nasal spray. She's even talked about having to pick her purse for award shows based on whether it could hide her Afrin spray. It was this constant, hidden struggle.
So what was going on? It's this weird medical thing called rebound congestion. Basically, the spray helps for a little bit, but when you overuse it, it actually makes the congestion way worse when it wears off. That makes you use it more, and boom, you're stuck in this powerful, vicious cycle of dependency. And let me be clear, this was not just a minor habit. The addiction caused so much physical damage to her sinuses that she ended up needing surgery to repair everything and finally break the cycle for good. Now, anyone who follows Kaley knows she's a huge animal lover, so she's also had to face a different but just as deep kind of grief. In 2021, she wrote this gut-wrenching tribute to her dog Norman, who had been with her for 14 years. He was her entire world. And that heartbreak just got compounded. In one recent year, she and her partner Tom Pelfrey had to say goodbye to 3 of their dogs. 3. Can you even imagine that much loss in such a short amount of time? It's just unimaginable for a pet owner.
That wave of loss also included another one of her beloved rescues, Shirley. The dog had been rehomed with some friends, but then was diagnosed with this sudden aggressive bone cancer, which just added another layer of pain to an already awful time.
So you take all of this, the divorces, the losses, the pressure, it all just came to a head while she was filming The Flight Attendant. She realized that her own emotional state, especially the depression she was feeling after her second divorce, was starting to dangerously blur with the turmoil of the character she was playing. The lines were getting really fuzzy.
This all led to a critical breaking point. She knew she couldn't do it alone anymore. So in her trailer, with her producers, she basically held an intervention for herself. And she said the 3 hardest words you can say: I need help.
And what happened next is so important. She leaned on her support system, and they were right there for her. By finally acknowledging her depression and having the incredible courage to ask for help, she took that first, most important step toward rebuilding. That's not weakness, that's true strength.
So really, Kaley Cuoco's story isn't just about fame, and it's not just a list of tragedies. It's this powerful, very real story about resilience. It just goes to show you that behind the brightest public successes, there's often a very private story of navigating the absolute darkest storms and finding the strength, somehow, to keep going.